Hello and welcome to Ridgetop Dual Sport on yet another windy day. It seems like I'm always starting out my rides around my house by saying that. But yes, the wind is howling. I was hoping I'd beat it today. The forecast is for a big storm coming in and with the potential of rain tomorrow. And actually we're supposed to get anywhere from 2 to 4 inches of snow at the valley level here. So this may be my last time I can get out and ride for a while. So I decided to take out the KLX300 today and get down to what they call McClellan Peak outside of Carson City, Nevada. So coming on down here, right now I'm passing Bowers Mansion State Park, really pretty place. Yeah, it's a kind of fun little place, especially in the summer. But going through Washoe Valley on the west side of it here on this little 2-lane road. But the KLX has got a little bit more oomph than my T-Dub or my Monkey, and I kind of wanted to get down to the Carson City area as quick as I could, so definitely took the faster bike here. Sorry, I also got a slightly plugged up nose, so I feel like I've got a lisp or something. Having problems breathing, but what else is new? Seems like there's always something going on. But yeah, so today we're going to go down to McClellan Peak, climb up there, and I just want to take a look at the view back down on the lake and over Carson Valley. You know, thought I'd see if we could see if the storm's coming in. There should be clouds out building over the Sacramento area at this point, so thought it might be kind of cool to go, you know, see what we can see from a couple thousand feet above the valley. It looked like everything's south facing, so I don't think I have to worry about snow today. So it should be a really good ride as we pass through this really pretty scenic little area here and head into Carson City. My normal trails that I wanted to take are pretty much under mud and water. The lake level's been coming up, so I couldn't ride over there today. Could have done jumbo grade, but I've been doing that so much I thought it'd be nice just to get out and see something different. The area we're going is kind of interesting. It's just outside of the Nevada capital of Carson City, but the road climbs way up to some volcanic quarries and then up to a bunch of communication towers. Well, there's some really cool side roads that have amazing views looking back over this valley. The only negative of it is somebody went in with a bulldozer and built little gun or shooting berms all over the place, and so it's like going into a war zone on a 3-day weekend like this. There will be people everywhere shooting, and yeah, they're shooting away from the road into the berms and everything, so it's not a huge concern, but it definitely makes your helmet rattle and rolls you right up through there. So I guess we'll see if anybody's back in there today, but I assume they will be on a warm day like this on a 3-day weekend. And in front of us are all the mountains I want to climb, including McClellan and a whole lot of other little peaks. We'll go back in there. I'm a much better rider on the T-Dub and the Monkey than I am on the KLX, so not sure how much trouble I'll get myself into back here, but I know I'm going to have some fun, so looking forward to getting at least an hour or so of good off-road trails in. Wish it wasn't so windy, but hey, got a gripe about something, I guess. Dilapidated paved road here, and basically start snaking all the way up the mountain. Got some great granite formations back in here though. It's pretty scenic. It's got an interesting little mountain range. Virginia City is about 10 miles in front of me, so it's out there a ways. This road eventually will pop out over Washoe Lake, so you get a really good view down the Sierras. Hopefully it's as good as I remember. And it also goes to some old springs, which are pretty much shot to bits, but there's still water there at least. And this is DG's funny stuff. It's super hard on the top with lots of little pebbles. And I just kept going down that really steep section back there, hit my brakes and realized I'm not slowing down a bit. Oh, that made me jump. I wasn't expecting that. I actually accidentally stalled the engine. It's like, hey, why am I not stopping? Front tire is almost locked up, rear tire is locked up, and I'm still going. You'll see what's back here. There's also a lot of wild horses that wander around. They can care less about the gunfire, which is funny. They'll walk right past you. I got my tires inflated the freeway pressure instead of off-road mud and sand pressure, but I didn't bring my pump, so don't really want to decrease them any. But I can feel it on this stuff. Definitely not gripping as well. But it's so cool to have this back in here. Just fun, dumb stuff. I think we're coming up to our first overview, or overlook here. Side-by-side damage. Here we go. Oh, here, better yet. You can definitely see the Sierras. Those are going to be pure white here in a couple days. Finally. We had the early storms and then nothing. It's been crazy. This is kind of cool. Everything up here has been burned, so people go all over the place. You can pretty much go wherever you want. Got a well up here. It's kind of interesting, way up on the top of a mountain. The old mine diggings. They were finding gold back in here. And these quartz veins. Here we'll go up here. Cross-country adventure to the top of the mountain. Oh, there we go. That's what I was looking for. Yeah. There we go. Washoe Lake. Reno's to the north. Whoops. And you can see way out there the Galena Bridge. I don't know if it's going to show up in this, but over here we got Washoe. Just below us is Washoe State Park, and there's camping down in there. Campground's kind of exposed, but you know, it is what it is. There's a boat ramp on the far side, and there's hiking trails all over down in there, and there's like nature observation stuff over down in that area. Pretty cool area though. It's it can be very windy, but it's sure fun, and a lot of my riding has been on the other side of the lake, generally out in that area right there. So before we take off here, we'll look at the KLX really quick. Have to add it to the view, of course. But does anybody else find that the KLX kickstand is way too long? I don't know. Every time I try to, even on a level spot, I feel like the bike is one step away from falling over. Right here, of course, the slope's dropping off the other side, so it's not a problem, but I feel like if I stop with any kind of incline where the kickstand has to go against it, the bike's going to pretty much fall over on me. Oh, I found the road again, or a road. Not sure which road. Go see where it goes. My biggest problem is definitely not enough time to get out and ride. I just feel like I'm always having to relearn every week. The T-Dove, because it allows you to cheat so much, I don't feel it as much, but when I get on the bigger bike here, I always feel like I don't know what I'm doing. Probably all mind over matter, but I mean, the KLX is actually a tiny bike when it comes to, as far as dual sports go. I mean, I'm not exactly talking about a beast here. Definitely need to get out on it more. crazy single track in here. Just a wee bit whooped out. Jeez. Two-mile-an-hour single track. We're looking at guys who have shredded this, probably doing 10 times the speed. So whooped out though. So the geology on this side of the mountain's interesting. There's a lot of pits and little mines, one big mine. But the type of geology you've got back here is a weird mix of metamorphic, volcanic, and granite that comes together. And when you get the contact between the granite and the other geology, you got what they'd call a wet zone or a mineralized zone. And so that contact results in what they call a skarn, and the skarn is where all your mineralization is. So some of these skarns had gold, silver, copper, etc. in them. The other side especially, there was copper. So you got all these little tiny potholes and other oddball little mines back in here. Now, again, none of them are really, really big. There's a couple on the other side that probably had half a dozen guys working on them or so, but overall, it just makes for a very chopped up landscape. If you're going cross country, you definitely want to keep your eyes open for those pits. You don't want to fall in one of those. Side by side, not sure where they are. Come up to overlook number 2 here. Basically look in the same direction from a slightly different angle. People camp up here all the time. Another beautiful view. So straight below us is Dead Man Canyon Trail. There's a gazebo down there. I don't think it's very visible. It's right down there. But a lot of people just hike up to the gazebo. It looks like someone actually drove up to it, which I didn't even know you could do. But yeah, so kind of cool. A little hike, get some great views of the lake. And unless it's been a lot of snow, you can pretty much do it year round. And again, looking, that's all sand dunes down there, but you're not allowed to ride it. This whole section over here is pretty much, so over there we go. It's pretty much off limits for riding. They've got it all fenced off, lots of signs. Okay, well, let's go buzz up a little ways up McClellan Peak. I don't know if I have time to make it to the top today, but we can definitely go check it out. See what we can see. The other interesting thing is when you're heading up here is there's been a lot of people that have died either rolling ATVs or 4x4s over the side of this thing because they were just going way too fast. So as you're climbing up here, you keep seeing these crosses where somebody went straight over the side. It's like, oh man. There's a car sitting out in the lava rock there. I have no idea if that was somebody that purposely just drove over the side to get rid of it, or if it was an accident. But it got way down in the rocks. I mean, it is absolutely amazing it made it that far. I don't know how they got away with that. It must have been gliding over the top of those boulders. I used to mountain bike this years ago. It's a heck of a workout. Just goes up, up, and up. Get a really good view, I think, up here. That's what I'm hoping for. Oh, I did. Well, I'm going to run out of time before we get to the top. So maybe next time that'll be a good T-dove exploration, but this is a really cool area back in here. Lots of roads going every which ways. I've got a Valentine's dinner to get back to. It's actually Sunday, but with all the craziness of everybody else being out on Valentine's Day, we decided to do it on Sunday, or at least I did. I don't know how much my wife, how much input she had, but I'll admit that. But anyway, really cool up here. I'm glad they've improved the road. They've got a bunch of communication towers up here, so I'm not surprised. Now we got a steep downhill all the way back down. At least it's a good road. Test my downhill adrenaline here. Get the right back down into that. Wow, that is incredible. You got the Sweet Waters, the pine nuts, and the Sierras all in the same landscape. Absolutely amazing. Oh, the Carson Valley, the Dayton Valley, just so cool. So I'm going slow so I can look. Yeah, just crazy beautiful. Can't believe we have a day like this before a big snowstorm. This kind of seems surreal. Yep, there it is. Got Carson City in the foreground, and way out there is Minden and Gardnerville, which is a cool little town. And those are the pine nuts over there in the far distance. We got the Sweet Waters, and then we got Mount Como over here. And can't remember the name of that. It was right over the side of the world. As we continue our way around Washoe Lake here and enjoy these little twisties, I just want to thank you all for coming along on this little ride up above Carson City, Nevada, and up onto McClellan Peak, and just for allowing me to show you yet another area that's kind of fun to ride that's somewhat near my house. So thank you again for coming along, and all of you have a great week.